Hello, everybody. So today I wanted to show you how you can install the OnlyOffice version 8.3 on your Windows computer if you'd like to test it out, since it now supports the iWork documents like Pages, Numbers, and Keynote, and you can have that support with the OnlyOffice. And I'm going to show you how to do it on a Windows computer. And if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to help you. But let's jump over to the computer now and I'll show you all the steps you have to take. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to go onto the internet. So I'm going to go ahead and use Microsoft Edge, which is right down here on my taskbar. Now, if it doesn't show up on your taskbar, that's okay. Just click on Start. And then once the Start menu appears, you want to just scroll down on the list of apps until you get to Microsoft Edge and you just want to open it up. And you should have it if you're running Windows 10 or Windows 11 on your computer. So go ahead and open that up. And then as soon as it opens, we need to go to a search engine. You can use any of them you prefer. I happen to use duckduckgo.com. So I'm going to go up to the top and I'm going to type in duckduckgo.com and I'm going to press enter. I'm going to click on this search bar right here and I'm going to type in only Office 8.3 download. And then I'm going to click on the search button, or you can also press enter. And then it's going to give me a list of results. And the one that I want to click on is I want to go to right down here where it says Only Office, and it says download Only Office Server Solutions 4. And I want to click on that link because it's going to take me directly to Only Office's direct website, and it's going to go to the downloads page. Now here you can go and you can download it for Debian, Ubuntu, any of the other derivatives. You can also download it for your Mac or your Windows computer if you just scroll down a little bit. But we don't want to download just the enterprise version. We want to download the one that anybody can use. So I'm going to go back up here to the top and click on hover over download, and I'm going to click on desktop and mobile apps. And this is the one that you want right here. This is the page that you're looking for. So here, what we're going to do is you're probably wondering, well, which one do I want to actually get? I would recommend that you go ahead and you get the one that's x64, which is right here, because if you're running Windows 11, it has to be x64. Now, if you are running Windows 10 or older, you could go with the x86. But I personally would recommend the x64 if your processor supports it and you have a 64-bit Windows installed, because it'll allow you to do even more. And so here we're going to go ahead and you can click on either EXE or MSI. I have found that sometimes, not always, but sometimes I do have some trouble with EXE files. So if I had a recommendation, it would be to click on the MSI one because it's going to work and it's not going to give you any trouble. So go ahead and click on MSI and it's going to download that file for you in just a moment. And as you can see, it started up here in the top right corner, and it's going to take that less than a minute to download. As soon as it finishes, we'll go ahead and install it. Now, one thing I wanted to mention while it's still finishing the download is you can even install this on really old computers. So if you happen to have a Windows XP or Windows Vista computer that's still lying around and you would like to use it and test it out, you can still do that. They have version 8.3 available for it. And all you have to do is just go and download that, either the 64-bit version or the x86 version, and then install it. So it just depends on which version of Windows XP or Windows Vista you're running as to whether you need the x64 or the x86. But just go ahead and download that and you can install it the same similar way that we're going to do it on this Windows 10 computer. So just follow along with the steps and it should work basically the same. Now we're still waiting for it to finish downloading, but I wanted to let you know if for any reason you start downloading it and it hangs right here for just a little bit. Don't be concerned. It's probably doing a scan in the background with the Windows security to make sure that that file is secure and it can finish saving it to your computer. So just give it a little bit and it'll finish. And then once it does finish, we can install it. Okay, great. So it just finished downloading it and saving it. So now we can actually go and open it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the little folder either right here or right here, and it's going to open up the downloads folder. Now, if for any reason you don't have that or you're using Chrome or Firefox, one of the other browsers, just go down here to the bottom and you can click on File Explorer right here in the taskbar, or just right click on your Windows icon, and then once it gives you the menu, you can just click on File Explorer there. And once it pulls up, you can just click on the downloads folder on the left side of the window. And here it is. You would just click on downloads right there. And it's going to take you to the same exact spot as if I clicked the link over there in Microsoft Edge. Now, here, all you have to do is just double click on it, and it opens up the installer. And then in just a moment, it'll probably ask us a few questions. And then once we go through those questions, it'll finish installing it on the computer. Now, if you get a prompt and it wants you to put in your password, just go ahead and type your password in and then click yes. Now, on that previous screen, if it doesn't ask you for a password, it just says, do you want to allow for this program to make changes to your computer? Just go ahead and click yes, and that'll allow it to open up and install on the computer. And then, as you can see, the setup will start up, and then we can go ahead and click next on this first page. And then we have to accept the terms in the license agreement and then go ahead and click next. Otherwise, it's not going to let you install it. But it's okay. It's free software, so it's okay to go ahead and accept the license agreement. And then you can change the folder if you want to. I typically leave it the same because it's going to put it in your programs files folder in a folder called Only Office, and then it's gonna put it inside that folder in desktop editors. So I'm gonna leave everything the same and not change it and just click next. Now here, you don't have to put a desktop icon if you don't want to, and you don't have to put a Start Menu Programs folder if you don't want to. I would actually like to have both, so I'm gonna leave it just like that and click next. And then here, this is where you can tell it which file types you want to open with OnlyOffice. So as you can see, there's Word documents, Excel documents, PowerPoint. And so you can go and you can select any of these you want. And if you'll notice, there's numbers, and then there's pages, and then there's Keynote right there. So any of those that you don't want to have automatically open with OnlyOffice, you would want to go and unselect them, because if you leave them selected, by default, it's going to open up those file types with OnlyOffice. I'm going to leave all of them selected for now and just click next. And then I'm going to go ahead and click install. Now, this may take a little bit to install on your computer, just depending on how fast your computer is, how much RAM you have, how much storage space you have, if it's a solid state drive or a hard drive. So just give that a little bit of time. It'll install, and then you'll have OnlyOffice on your computer. And we'll open it up and I'll show you all the different programs that come with it. So let's give that just a moment. Okay, so it just finished installing OnlyOffice on the Windows 10 computer. So now you can either launch OnlyOffice if you leave it checked and then click finish, or if you don't want to launch it, just uncheck it and click finish. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck it and go ahead and click finish. And then I'm going to close out of the downloads folder. And I'm also going to close the Microsoft Edge. And then if you'll notice on the desktop, here is the OnlyOffice right here. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on it to launch it. And then I can show you all the different programs that are included with OnlyOffice. Okay, great. So here you can choose if you want to make OnlyOffice your default application for all supported extensions. So I'll go ahead and click yes, but you don't have to if you don't want to. I just prefer for it to be it for right now. And then here, you can even create an OnlyOffice cloud account. And that's where you would be able to store all of your documents in the cloud so that you could be able to access it from any of the computers that you have OnlyOffice installed. Now, if you'll notice it opened up the settings on the computer so that I can make OnlyOffice the default for all those different file types. So give it just a moment to finish loading and I'll set that up to be the default. Okay, so here what you want to do is you want to scroll down to the bottom and you want to click Set Defaults by App. Then you want to scroll down until you see Only Office right here and you click on it and then you click Manage. Now, if you'll notice, it's already set to be the default for all these different file types except for .html. Well, you would most likely want a .html file to open with Microsoft Edge or Chrome or Firefox or any browser that you prefer. So I'm not going to change that one. But if you keep scrolling down, here's one more. It's a PDF. I'm going to change this to where the PDF actually opens with OnlyOffice instead of Microsoft Edge. And then I'm going to keep scrolling down. And then you'll notice the TXT file is going to open with Notepad. I'll let that one stay with Notepad. And then if I keep going down, you have an XML file. That one can stay with the Microsoft Edge as well. So I'm going to leave all of that, the rest of it the same. I'm not going to change it. And I'm going to close out of the settings. And then back over here in OnlyOffice, you can either create a new document, a new spreadsheet, a new presentation, or a new PDF form. Well, I'm just going to create a new document right now. So if I click on that, it's going to open up OnlyOffice and it's going to show me the document editing so that it would look like Microsoft Word if you were opening it on a normal Windows computer. So as you can see, this looks almost identical to Microsoft Word. So it should be fairly easy to use. And then you can also go in there and you can make it full screen if you want to as well. You just click on this little icon here and it'll go full screen. But as you can see, this is going to work fantastic for all of you that would like to have Microsoft Office, but you don't want to have to pay for it. Well, this is a fantastic alternative that you could use. It won't cost you anything. You just have to take a little bit of time to go and install it. So let's give that just a moment to finish loading up. And then I'm going to show you how you can close that and you can go and do a spreadsheet. Okay, so again, you can just go in here and you can start typing, and then you can highlight it just like you normally would in Word, and you can go up here and you can change the font to anything you would want it to be. So I'll make it Arial black, and then you can make it really big if you want to. See? And then again, everything's going to look very similar for you. So I'm finished with this one, so I'm going to go ahead and close out of it and I'm not going to save the changes. But let's go back into OnlyOffice on the desktop, and I'm going to show you how it looks if you were to open up a spreadsheet on the computer. So here you would just click on Spreadsheet, and it's going to go ahead and open it back up again, and it's going to make it where you're now editing like you would be in Microsoft Excel. And it's going to again look very similar to Microsoft Excel, so it should be very easy for you to use. And so give that just a second to finish loading, and you'll be able to go in and edit everything in your spreadsheet that you would like to. And so here it looks just like Microsoft Excel. So you can go up here and you can put a bunch of numbers into each of the different cells. And then you can go and you can actually sum all of them up just by clicking on the auto sum button right here. And it'll give you a sum of all three of those numbers, just like Microsoft Excel. And I'm sure that you can do all of the normal formulas that you would in Microsoft Excel as well, but it's only Office instead. So this is fantastic. I'm really happy about this. I hope you are too. And so if you close it again, and again, I'm not going to save this, but if you were to go back to your desktop and you opened up Only Office one more time, they do have it where you can do the PowerPoint presentations as well, but it's not called PowerPoint. It's just called presentation. So we're going to go back in and I'm going to click on presentation. And then here, I'm going to give it just a moment to finish loading up, and you would be able to create your own presentation just like you could in Microsoft PowerPoint, and you would create a presentation that way as well. Now, you don't have to keep closing Only Office every single time and go back to the desktop and open it up. You can just click on this little icon in the top left corner. And if you click on it, there you go. You can create a new document, spreadsheet, presentation, or PDF form. So you don't have to keep closing it unless you want to. But here I can just click back on the presentation, and there we go. There's a presentation that I can create, and again, very familiar, looks just almost identical to the Microsoft PowerPoint where you would create a presentation there. Let's see, you have the draw option, and then you also have insert, you have design, transitions, animation, collaboration, and you can even protect it if you wanted to and encrypt it. You can do a view on it, and you can even have plugins added. So I really think this is gonna be helpful for you all that would like to have Microsoft Office, but you just don't wanna pay for it. And I understand. I mean, it's very expensive to have Microsoft Office, especially if you have the monthly or yearly plan where you're having to pay for it every single month. This might be a great alternative for you so that you're not having to pay for it every single month or every single year. So I hope that was helpful on how you can install Only Office on your Windows computer. If you do have any questions about this, or you just need me to go into depth a little bit more and help you out with it, just let me know down below in the comments, and I will be more than happy to get back to you about it. And if there's a topic, article, or video that you would like for me to make and put up for you, please let me know that down below in the comments as well, and I will do my best to create that for you. And if this was helpful for you and you'd like to support this channel, I included a link down below in the video description where you can buy me a cup of coffee if you'd like to. And as always, because you all do such a great job, if you can, hit that like and subscribe button so I can keep putting up more great content like how do I install Only Office on my Windows computer? And I'll be more than happy to keep putting up all this great content for you all. Thanks so much, everybody. I really appreciate you all. I hope you have a great day. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.